Welcome to Stop Now, a social experiment enterprise where we stop, listen, and share. Glad to be back with everyone this week. I am Nate, one of your hosts here at Stop Now, and I'm going to switch things up this week. I am joined by Shiva. Let's introduce Shiva first, a member of the team.
Hi.
Shiva, how are you this week?
Yeah, I'm fine, Nate. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. I'm excited to talk about the topics we have to get into this week. And now, let me introduce. I mixed up the order for him, so to keep him on his toes. The man in the mask, the voice of the voiceless, JK is here with us this week. JK, how are you?
Hi, Nate. I'm back. I'm alive, and I'm not getting slapped.
I was saying, you didn't slap anybody this week, did you?
No, I'm not getting slapped, I said. Shiva is the one who slaps people around.
Yes.
He's fond of Will Smith. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes. I will always be my hero.
Let's go over with the experiment part, right? Again, we don't have any guest this week. Probably we will try to work out and minimize our workload in the weekdays so that we can focus on inviting the guests to a talk show. Meanwhile, the experiment took a different turn altogether. It's Nate's decision, right? At the end, we wanted to drop out, and then it's not unfortunate. I would say it's fortunate because we have to put an end to this experiment. We cannot continue it for a longer period. We wanted to test it out, whether they will pay you. And I escalated that to the client saying that hey, what's happening? You guys fired me, that's fine. And you even mentioned that performance, what performance, I don't know, because we did not perform at all. We did not create any drama or nothing. We just were quiet for the last 4 weeks, and they didn't reach us in any way and then say that we let go. Fine, but where is my payment? Do I need to escalate this? My question to you, Nate, right? So if this happens, right, for Shiva or anybody who is on non-immigrant visa categories, and they discriminate and fire him for no reason, the option we have is to go to the legal route, right? Of course, we don't want to hire an attorney or lawyer to spend money to file a case against them in the court or sue them, right? So those are options. But the first step is to file as a US citizen for you, right? You can file a complaint with Department of Justice saying that you have been discriminated, right? So can we do that and see what happens?
In terms of filing a complaint against the employer?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah. As long as I don't have to testify.
Exactly, right? See, again, how far we can go on this. Yes. You don't have to go to court or testify saying it's even filing a complaint, right? Filing a complaint, because we don't know what exactly transpired. Why did they hire in the first place? Because we have put in everything as an evidence saying it is a fake one. And you did not get involved in that as well. You just volunteered with your identification. And with that, we went ahead and we were successful in getting into, getting into the job and also doing some things, right? We didn't mean to harm anybody, but still we did. But then this is exactly what happens with everybody else. If they are getting fired and not getting paid, what are they supposed to do? If you are a US citizen, obviously you have options. Go ahead, Shiva. You want to say something?
Yes. That's the thing. Like you submitted all the thing with the neat ID and other thing, but you have attended a live interview, and they maybe have the video recording on your live interview. So depend on their, like if you come make a complaint against them, they have the proof like of neat database and your video which you have done within their interview. Then both is clashing. The ID is neat and your video, and we already know we are fake, and they already know they're taking the fake man. Maybe it will fire ourselves. We're trying to fire ourselves, and it will make trouble for us. I don't think like we'll stop here. We can't step in more. Yeah.
Okay, I hear what you say. My point is to expose how even if you make a complaint to, in this case, right, to Department of Labor or Department of Justice, they are not going to take anything. That's I can bet. Like what I say is, like, if you file a complaint online, right, you're not going to go anywhere, right? Nowadays, everything is like online. Just file a complaint on them. And what I say is, like, they will reach out back, any trial attorney or any from the Department of Labor or Justice, asking like what exactly happened. We just give them like, this is what has happened. I got hired and then I got fired. And they are like clerks, right? Passing on the paperwork in the desk. And honestly, millions of complaints comes in. They don't take action. That is what I'm trying to prove here. So if it is done by a US citizen, I don't know anyone who has done that. Maybe I wanted to experiment in this, because Nate is a US citizen. If he files a complaint, will there be any action or follow-up, or will they reach out to the client and ask, did you hire him and why did you fire him? What has happened? They will try to find out. And if what Shiva says, like they respond saying that like it was a fake, that candidate was fake, he was lying, cheating us, that's why we fired him, then they will come back and say the same thing to us, saying that like you have cheated and you have did fraud, and we need to find out that, right? Because then it will be fun, right? So we can even question, right? So who are you going to put on jail, right? Are you going to put Nate on jail or JK on trial? So who is the culprit here? Who did the fraud? So where is the proof, and how do they proceed?
If they have the proof, no, they have the proof. Your video is there, and the document which submitted by Nate is there.
Yes.
Maybe you both can meet on the jail. Nate, I think you can directly.
So you're gonna put us in the same jail cell?
Yes, yes. You can meet there, the mask man there without mask. So what, JK? I don't think, because we already like without evidence we can proceed, but they have the evidence. If they
Shiva, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold your horses. We do have evidence, right? We did this as a part of experiment. Expose the corruption that the state agency has put the government at risk by employing these Gainwell technologies, right? When no man can get into your system and hack and do all that, right? I could have deleted so many things there. We didn't do any damage. So it is not them like who can provide evidence. We can tell the Department of Justice that we have evidence, we have the recordings, what exactly happened there. We can go public. We can make this as a top news. So I don't think we will have any trouble in this. And obviously they will, what my understanding is, even if we make a complaint, we'll just find that out, right? I'm curious to find that out, because as a victims, like other stories, like people who share, like they have filed complaint with Department of Labor, and you yourself filed, right? So that's why, like you are backing it out, and you have that fear, like what happens, like if they start questioning me and asking my original resume or profile, your employers forced you to fake it. So that's why, like you have this doubt that, like, I should not go further, it will put me in trouble, and that fear clearly shows up. And this experiment, again, in no way like anyone can question Nate. He can just simply say that, like, he is part of the experiment and stop now, that's it. He doesn't know anybody else. Nobody can do anything with him. That is a different thing. My point, what I was trying to say is, will they take action? That's my question. The employers, like as such, they already have given the word that they will settle the payment. So if they are going to settle the payment, the chapter is closed, right? It's like,
maybe they end up with, yes.
Whether it is a fake or not, we honored and we paid him, and they will stick. That is what the big corporation will do. They will stick the ground. They will not expose that, like they have a security breach and they are vulnerable to it. They will easily say that, like, his performance was not good, like the candidate. We hired him on a contract and we fired him. That's a normal thing. So there is no discrimination happened here. They will easily state that and protect them, as well as they will try to move on. They will not dig the grave, right? So as Shiva was portraying that, like we are trying to dig a grave and put ourselves in, right? So it's not going to happen, Shiva.
No, I know, like the big corporate or the thing, like they end up with paying the client. They maybe pay you and they finish out.
Yes,
they won't take more. I know. Yes, I know. Yeah,
that's
I'm just joking. Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that we wanted to make fun of the Will Smith, and we ended up on the wrong side. So Amar, welcome. Thanks as usual, coming late on our show as well.
Thank you, everybody.
Hey.
So we have a substitute.
Yes, we can.
We have a substitute to go to jail. So
yes. Even though, like, he will come to jail late, you can have a pet name like Late Amar.
No, that's not funny. He might slap you, right? Can we have the slap? Reaction?
Late is late. No, even though he won't. He won't.
So I am slapping you. Both my hands.
The word you thought, okay, yeah.
So as we move on, right, Nate? So those are the options we wanted to explore and touch base with you and see, like, if you're okay with it. I wanted to show the audience as well on live where to go if they are filing a complaint with Department of Labor or Department of Justice, and how to file that. And if you file that, what response do we get for that? And also for sexual harassment and various things, right? Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, whatever that is, like EEOC or something like that, right? So we wanted to see how it helps anybody if they face this kind of problem, if they end up in this situation. And this month being April, where our campaign Stop H-1B gets the most traction, and that's one thing, like, I wanted to talk about. We have provided Shiva's profile to one of the company which was saying that like they will hire him on H-1B, and they have filed saying that like they have literally sent an email. I'll show you that up in a while, that they have filed H-1B for him. And the news stories are there all over the media that the USCIS is opening the door for this H-1B applications. And within few weeks, within the next week, I'll share that news story as well. It's been fully booked, and they have selected the lottery system, and this many applications are coming out. All those things are going to happen. Meanwhile, you guys go ahead and talk about Chris Rock.
Are you gonna slap your boss, Shiva? Is that how you're gonna get out of this this job?
No. I won't do it like my hero. Like I always sit like Amar, be silent and calm. I won't get an angry or something. I always be like meditation pose like Amar.
So, how long it will take to process the H-1B visa actually? May I know, JK?
Yes, Amar. Good question. So as I was mentioning that like in the month of April, they begin the process, accepting the applications from the US-based employers that they want to hire talented people from outside the country. Since they are not able to find someone here, they submit the application, and once they get selected and the application will be processed, and there they have to provide the original. They cannot provide fake degrees or fake experience and all those things. It is like more of an employer providing an employment to a candidate, saying that like I need him desperately in my company. That way, USCIS also makes the decision on those applications in 3 to 4 months, and they approve that. Once they approve that, this candidate can be brought in from abroad from October of that particular year. So that is how like the process starts.
Yeah, I have a question. Like how they like investigate about like a fake resume or a fake certification for H-1B visa? Is there any point they are investigating each and every who have applied their candidates? I don't think.
No, actually they don't investigate any of those things.
And you said like you should submit original and other thing. What is called original and fake? I don't think a lot of Indians going with fake documents and they're getting the H-1B visa. It's happened every year. Like 50% of who got like H-1B visa, they are fake resume with their fake resume and with their fake degrees. 90% of North India, they getting like fake degrees. Even they survey in India or they're going to somewhere abroad. They fake their resume and they fake their degrees. There is no point to investigate. And how they get the H-1B visa, whether the sponsor them or they pay that. If I pay like Indian rupee 10 lakhs or something, they got it, or how they got it? How they getting the visa? Like if Amar want to come to your from there, what's the procedure? I think Amar is so close to enter to US. What Amar?
Yeah, if possible, then I will go there. You can try with me.
So we got a guinea pig, right? So he is the right person to test it on Nate, the next one. And so with his fake profile and fake documents, he wants us to apply for a H-1B and see like if he can get it. Right, that's what I was trying to show. Right, the data is available online as well, and my visa job portal, and again see, again, I'm not leaving Nate, so they just not going to let go of his I-9 form to be filled in, and it's as time sensitive, and Cognizant is not letting you go, right? Even if you drop out, they keep reaching out saying that, hey, come on, man, we offered you a job. Please come and join. Even if you want to fake it, like go ahead and fake it. That's what corporates are for. So this is the portal I was referring to for how many H-1B visa sponsors are there, like top companies. And you can see like all the big companies, right? Cognizant, Amazon, TCS, even Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Infosys. So it's like Shiva, everything is like being tracked and monitored. So they all know this, right? So all the big companies,
yeah.
So
they like the thing. They have all the setup in India and other countries. Why they hiring another person outside of their company and giving them H-1B visa? What the point is? They already have their companies in India, and they maybe offshore they are working. If they want, they can pick from there.
Exactly, right? The transition is happening, right? So they have all the offshore account, but the clients, right? For example, Bank of America or many companies that is employing people here, they want people in person. They don't want like somebody from offshore, right? So how they do, because there is so much potential, right? Even if it is here, data breach happens and people do so many bad things. So they want to protect and have people here. And also it's not that easy like to answer that. I mean, I still don't understand myself, right? This is something like we talked about. What employers does is to control their employees. The minute you go to somebody and start working for them, you are kind of a subservient, right? So you are like I won't put it as a slave. You have the option to leave if they treat you bad. And that's one thing like that defines slavery, right? If you cannot get out of it, then you become a slave. And these sponsorships, obviously that is why like we fight it out as a modern slavery, because they control you with the hope of betterment. You spend so much dollars and come here, and you are literally trapped. You would not be able to dare to speak the truth or anything that they do bad, because you will be thrown out of the country. You have the option to go back, but you will be in debt. If you have taken huge sum of loans and other things, you are literally trapped. So you are trapping yourself. So that is why like those companies are in a way lobbying and using this to hold people on H-1B. The reason why they do this is they deliberately do this so that they can get the work done from these people, because you will not dare to question them. The minute you question and talk about your rights, you lose everything. And it's a number game, as again, right, put it, because we are billions of people, so many people are there. Everybody wants opportunity and they want like to just get out, right? If you are not going to perform, obviously I will look for another person. But one vacancy, like hundreds and thousands of people are competing. So in those scenario, like that's exactly what the billion-dollar companies are capable of doing. And just to make it as a fair play, they just bring up all these excuses and they create an ecosystem of all these consulting and networking recruitment companies and applying it through them instead of getting all for these companies alone. You can see that like the top in this is like Cognizant, right? The Cognizant itself is like hiring almost 10 to 15,000 H-1B candidates. and still they depend on these contracting companies. So
maybe the big corporate like they won't hire outside person to get an H-1B visa. They only like do their employees. They give the H-1B visa and they sponsor their employee who are working in their offshore, India or somewhere. I don't think they sponsor any outside.
no, see, the thing is, it's a different ball game altogether, right? So in big companies, if you are on H-1B, they can pay you less. How they can pay you less is, for example, for Nate, they offered him more than $100,000. But the same thing for H-1B candidate. If you are coming as an H-1B candidate, they have a cap and they exploit that and say like, okay, government says like we can pay for this city, for this county, this much. That's the wage rate. So the maximum they can go is $65,000 to $70,000. So they just make $30,000 profit in one candidate. Just multiply it like with hundreds of candidates. So they will make huge profit. So that is why like the corporates don't want to speak about these things, because they know this. They treat this as a business secret, and they don't want, like, they themselves encourage their own candidates who are on H-1B. If you are on H-1B in those, can like all those, why did you not accept the TCS full-time offer, right? So that's a different story, backstory altogether. But if you go as a TCS full-time employee, you will be paid less compared to green card or US citizen. So that is the main reason. Like, again, for security, it's a big company. They will place you. If you lose one project, you can obviously get another project. And they do use this concept called bench, right? So they keep you in bench and they pay you, big companies, but they put you under pressure so that you get another project within few weeks. If not, you will be fired. But whereas like the smaller companies are helping you out, right? They are helping you out by saying, okay, we will not fire you, we will not pay you. We will keep you, and you take your own time, precious time, 3 months or 4 months or 6 months even, to get another project, and you bring us revenue to our company and we will take our commission and we'll pay you. So in a way, the smaller companies which are doing these frauds, they justifying that like, I'm helping you, man, to have your dream, to have your American dream. So why are you complaining about it? Why are you talking bullshit about us?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the truth. That's a controversy. You're saying like if you have a green card or a citizenship, they get higher and H-1Bs are getting lower. Maybe depend on their, when I lost my job, they need to sponsor me, like for a 1 month or 2 months. Where is the like cost? Maybe that's why they cost cut on the salary part.
Yes, of course. Right. See, that is how like so everybody will say the same thing, right? They will say like, oh, you think that this is easy? Why don't you start a company and run a company and see, like, if you employ someone and see like if they are going to work for you in your terms and find it out. If people don't do anything and they want a salary, then how are you going to pay them? They have to get the revenue. That is exactly what they are keeping the profit margin. And even billion-dollar companies, like they are after the profits, after the numbers. That is exactly why. So then only they can do all that they want to. And once they grow so big, they want to burn out cash. And that's why like they hire people randomly and they ask them not to do anything and they fire them. So any other questions, like since we just wander on this H-1B, and we are going to launch the campaign and make it more attractive for the stories to be published there, and also hopefully invite more relevant guests and attorneys and talk about these controversies?
Yeah, one thing like if Amar want to enter US and how long it will take and how much he want to spend for getting an H-1B visa. If we have his original IDs and the passport and documents, maybe degrees and other thing. How long and how much he need to spend for getting inside?
See, two things are there, right? So as I said, you have to get an offer from any US-based employer who's willing to sponsor you. And if they do that right in the month of March, and they apply for you and communicate to you saying that like your application has been selected and you got lucky, it's a lottery system, right? So you got lucky and you have been selected with the H-1B, then it depends on the employer whether they are going to charge you or not, right? Legally, they are not supposed to charge. If they charge, even Amar can make a complaint saying that like, oh, they asked me to pay money, but you have to prove that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the employers will not, it's like bribing, right? So you will not, it's hard to get it like red-handed and catch them. So mainly people in different country, US doesn't have a jurisdiction. If that happens in another country, they will say like you contact your own law enforcement agency and make a complaint in your company, in your country, and you get it resolved. So they cannot. The only thing is you can file a complaint on the US company, and that US company will be investigated by the US agencies, right? So all he can do is like, he has to trust his employer and listen to him, like how they want him to pay. And if they ask him to pay, he has to pay, right? It depends on the employer again, right? If they ask $1,000 as a guarantee or $10,000 full amount, you pay that. And then, as I mentioned, right, you got the visa, then you can enter in the month of October, right? It will take almost 6 to 8 months in short term. But if you don't get selected in the lottery, people keep trying every year. Mm-hmm. Or even if you get selected and you got the offer, right? In one of our show, like Arumugam, who is here, like who also on H-1B, like he said this, he got the H-1B, but he was not having a project. So his employer was keeping him there itself, and they didn't send him till he gets the project on the US client. Because you have to get that billing rate in US dollars, then only they will bring you in. They have to spend the flight charges for you. Mm-hmm. And they need to, even if they terminate you, they have to provide you flight tickets to go back. So all those things are there. Like, so employers have to be very careful in hiring H-1B. It is a high risk. Still businesses are doing this, taking this means they are able to make big profit margin. Mm-hmm. That is the reason why they are going that route.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I have another doubt. I heard somebody like on a truck driving, another thing. A lot of Indians are working there with H-1B visa. What is their category? Nobody is there in America having a driving license. What is the skill they have? Indian drivers want to have a truck drive, another thing. How they settle there as a truck driver?
Okay, it's a whole lot of different things. Again, we can do research and talk about it. From my understanding, what I say for this question is, people come on different categories of visas, right? They come as a F1 students, or they come as a visitors, right? Mm-hmm. Family sponsored, or as a business visa, or travel, any kind of categories of visas. They even domestic help categories are there. And I know I don't want to tarnish one particular community, but they used to say that like the Punjabis from India like are coming here in large number to be truck drivers, right? So what, again, it's not an easy job, right? It's a high risk. And if you get into accident, and so many things are there, like it's long working hours, but still truck drivers make a lot, right? They do make like even $70,000 to $80,000 or even $100,000. And you have to go through the training and get licensed to drive. So people are willing to do those things. And
that's not a problem.
The problem here, even now with the gig economy, right? Even F1 students or even H-1B students, they do this Uber and Lyft, which some people say that it's illegal. They are not supposed to do it. That's why, like I said, like we will bring in an attorney to talk, and then we will go from there, because they say that, like they clearly say that no, it's violation. And in H-1B, you are not supposed to work for anybody else. You are tied to your employer.
No.
Yeah, I think there are many agencies who are doing business actually by providing or submitting H-1B candidate or visa. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, I think there are many agencies who are doing business by submitting or providing H-1B candidate or visas.
Oh yeah, you are making a statement. Yes, that's right. All right, then. It's nice to meet you all again on this week episode.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great week. Don't slap anybody. Bye for now.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Bye for now.
Yes. Bye.